Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on August 5, 2015 and 3:22 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama. 40 days and counting. Topic: global warming hoax, and they're still calling it global warming. The difference in the water level between the Atlantic and the Pacific at the Panama Canal, God, I thought it was 100 feet, but 6 inches. 6 inches. And what causes that water to be at that level are numerous things. One of the things, actually two, but one major one, is the such a large body of water in the Pacific, large area that's I don't think it's bigger than the Atlantic, but the Atlantic has more islands and keeps that part of the water warm, and the Pacific side is cooler. Has a lot to do with the water route, the way it travels in the winds. The equator, like Ecuador, is right on the equator. If you look at that line, the equator line, there's a thing here. I have it on. I wish I could get it and show it to you. That on that line, right on the equator, all around the world, it shows the direction of the winds and the water. Does not show the temperature of the water. That one is going to come up. I had prepared a blog about the Malaysian MH370 flight that I did not put up yet, but it has a lot to do with the equator, how the equator moves water in certain directions. Keep in mind one thing. If you take the equator and you go, I don't know what line it is, longitude or latitude, but you go to the line on either side, the north and south of the equator, within that area, it's stormy. It's always cloudy, and there's always turbulent waters all the way around it. And I always thought, and most of them do, the hurricanes we get, 90% of them spins off the southern tip of Africa. It's like when it comes off, you have gone south of the equator. So something pushes the water, pushes the air and the winds and the clouds, pushes it to the north. And I think the equator, the activity going on along the equator is doing that. Point one, the ice cap at the Antarctic, once again, it has measurable, I say measurable, it has more ice today than it did 40 years ago. North Pole still has a net or a loss, but not a negative loss. The amount that the North Pole has lost in thousands of square miles, the South Pole has more than made up for what the North Pole lost. And the North Pole had a much normal season this year than it has in a long time. There's a lot of storms forming out in the Pacific, a lot of islands, and they're talking about one island got like, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches in 1 hour, but yet it's 6 feet above sea level. They're telling people, send money to help. They're only 6 feet above sea level, and there's only 10 square miles here. Well, my gosh, get off the island. Any kind of storm will run water over it. Anything will. And so when they dug deeper into that, or maybe somebody else, that's not a change. There has been no change. The island itself is sinking, but the water is not rising because it's still the same level at the Panama Canal on the Pacific side as it was on the Atlantic side. It is still 6 inches difference on one side and the other. And then the spot, the bay, the cove in Alaska where the man took all these pictures, still taking a picture from the very spot, still dry. In other words, the water level has not raised an inch. And it proved positive over 23 years, water level in Alaska has not even raised an inch. Where are they getting all this crap from? It's all a lie. It's all a hoax. But let me tell you this, and then I'll quit this one. The point is to take everyone and have a clear division of people on earth, the very, very rich, and then those who have nothing. The very rich, they're not even mentioned. It's you and I that have to pay all these things. It's you and I that one day would go into captivity and repeat the same thing that the Jews did with the Pharaoh. It's you and I that are being attacked. We're being taxed more. Our power bill's up, all food bills up. You know that. Everything is higher than it's ever been, and it's still climbing. That is to get in your pocket so deep that you have nothing left, and they'll achieve that goal. Unfortunately, they will achieve it. You will be under first a martial law, and then you'll be under a new world order with a leader who is the Antichrist. You may know his name already, but when the announcement comes that he is taking charge out of chaos in the world, that's the key that you're getting out of Dodge. At least Christians are. That's the key thing right there. If the Pope comes here and you hear secretly that they say he's going to make an announcement that he's going to be the new religious leader of the world, religious leader and Antichrist are the same person. If that happens, we got to get out of here before he can come to power, before he can take charge, before he can be it. We got to go. And but that's all on God's timing. He knows the day and the hour. But we know the season, and we are in the season. We're in it now. Jody with Expoz.